Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Dave. I'm a licensed podiatrist and I would like to thank you for watching my video on my Frugal Foot YouTube channel. If you enjoy these videos, you enjoy learning about feet and medical applications, well, you can go ahead and click on that subscribe button. Today we're going to do part 2 of warts. Now if you haven't watched part 1, I'll leave a link to that at the top of this video screen. There's a little info click that you can click on. I'll also leave a link at the bottom of the video. But today we're primarily going to discuss freezing of warts. And this is something that your doctor can do for you. It's also available over the counter. And I'm going to show you how to use the Doctor's Touch Medical Ice Freeze Spray Unit. Now I ordered this on Amazon. It is available that way. And if you do order it, what comes is first a 10-ounce cold canister. You get some medical swabs, and we'll discuss how to use those. And then you also get medical skin tag speculums. Okay, first off, the first thing that you need to do is test the sprayer so you get an idea of how the pressure works. So break off this tab here, that's the safety tab, and remove the test spray first. This is the trigger right here, and you're simply going to squeeze the trigger to get an idea of just what the pressure's like. Okay? And that's pretty cold, as you can see on my fingers there. Okay, next up, let's take a look at some of the products that came in the kit. So first off, we have these medical skin tag speculums. Now, the speculum is basically a cone. You can open this up here, and inside the bag we have different size cones as well as a cotton ball here. We'll put that aside for the time being. So there's different size speculums. There's the largest one, looks like it's this one here, and then it goes down to the smallest one here. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to evaluate. Now look at first off, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a make-believe wart here. So that's going to be the wart. What you want to do first is you have to remove all of the dead tissue on the top of the wart. And when you go to your foot doctor, he'll go through and debride all that off. But if you're doing this at home, you should not use a blade because you can cut yourself. So what you can do is moisten the area. You can do this after you get out of the shower, and then either get a pumice stone and try to file off all of the dead callus skin on top of it, or you can get a skin file and file it down. Once you've done that, then you can go ahead and start to freeze it. Again, it's important to make sure you have the right diagnosis because there's other things besides warts that can look like warts. You want to make sure you're treating a wart and not something else like skin cancer or something. So for this particular make-believe wart or imitation wart, we're going to use the largest cone that I have, and this should completely cover the entire wart, and in this situation it does. And you need to put firm pressure on this so that when you spray the cold spray into the cone, it doesn't escape from the bottom and go all over your finger. Now if you're going to use the speculums, what you're going to do is you're going to take this straw that is enclosed, it'll be taped to the side of the can, and you're going to attach it to the front of this unit here. There we go. And then what you're going to do is you're going to place the cone up against the wart, holding it firmly, hold it vertical, and then you're going to spray into the cone. Really, you only need to spray it for a few seconds. You know, after about 3 seconds, this is already frozen. You've already frozen the skin, so it doesn't have to be in there very long. So here we go. And there we are. And it's bubbling in there. I don't know if you can see the bubbling in there, and I can feel a pretty good burn going on my finger. So we're going to let that sit there for just a couple seconds. I'm going to take it off now. You'll see what happens when I remove the cone. It kind of just poured out and went all over the rest of my finger. But look at what it did to my finger there. So that definitely froze that part of the skin. So another way to use this system is to use the actual medical swabs that come with it. Now, the way that this system works is you actually hold the swab up to the tip of the can and spray and freeze the swab, and then you place it up against your wart. In this situation, the wart, my make-believe wart here, is smaller than the swab, so that's not going to be very effective. I mean, you could move it around and freeze here, then freeze here and freeze here, and it's pretty cold. But I think that overall, the better way to do it is to use the cone and that way you're ensured that you're going to have the width of the cone. Now, if you have a very large wart, one let's say is maybe a centimeter wide, you could technically freeze it by, if this was, let's say the wart was that big. Well, my largest speculum isn't going to work on that. But what I could do is take one of the smaller speculums, let's say maybe this one here, and this one can cover the wart entirely, and then you can put the spray tube into the speculum from the other end and spray through it and freeze. But I rarely use these medical swabs anyhow in the office. I almost all the time use the cones or speculums and these and just the tube here and spray directly onto the wart itself. I just seem to feel like I'm doing a better job. I get a better cold spray result. So in conclusion, these things hurt afterwards. You freeze the skin and yeah, my finger's a little sore right now. So be aware you could get a blister after doing this, and if you do, you don't want to pop the blister because you can get an infection. If you have any questions, you really ought to seek out medical attention. Call your doctor. If you're really not sure about using this yourself, then go to your own foot doctor and have your foot doctor do it for you. So this is just a quick review of how to freeze warts using an over-the-counter product, and in this situation I use Doctor's Touch Medical Ice. I'll leave a link to this below in the description of the video. If you enjoyed the video, you learned something, please give it a thumbs up. I'm Dr. Dave, and I'll see you on the next video.